Hello, my darlings. Come in, come in. Find yourself a seat. I know the crypt is not where we usually meet, but I have found a very, very interesting set of instructions. And I thought perhaps someplace a little more spiritually protected would be appropriate under these circumstances. Now, bear in mind, if you follow these instructions, be sure you follow them to the letter. I wouldn't want to be responsible for anything absolutely horrendous happening to you, my darlings. So here I present to you Instructions for a Brave Few by CMFoxwell. If you ever find yourself in Damascus on the holiest night of the year, you may stumble across a small stone bridge connecting the Jewish and Muslim districts of the city, strangely neglected by passerbys, as if it were visible only to you. Approaching this bridge, you may experience a sudden feeling of intense dread, as if the very existence of this bridge is a blasphemy unto God Himself. And if you happen to be feeling at all adventurous on this particular night, perhaps you would like to take a bit of a risk and attempt to cross the bridge, and maybe in the process gain a story or two to tell. Before you set foot on the bridge, you should remove your shoes and place them on the right-hand side of the bridge. They will not be stolen. Dare to set foot on the bridge without removal of your shoes, and you will be plagued with 7 days of horrific visions, in which you will witness the corpses of antediluvian kings and angels alike, hung by their intestines from the parapets of the bridge, and whispering incoherently. As each night passes, their whispers will increase in magnitude, until on the 7th day they will reveal secrets to you that no human mind can comprehend without having their sanity slip from them. As you cross, you will see a man dressed in rags. He will be leaning on the parapets of the bridge, with his gaze cast out over the water. Resting on his head will be a small papier-mâché crown with the words, King Solomon the Wise, crudely written in crayon. If you're lucky, he will call to you as you pass. If you're not, you should continue walking, as if completely oblivious to the situation. As you reach the end of the bridge, you should stop, say a short prayer to whatever God you believe in, and without looking back, cross the bridge to your starting point, retrieve your shoes, and go about your day as if nothing happened. Under no circumstances should you approach this man. Any unsolicited attempt to make contact with him will be taken as an invitation for him to inhabit your body, giving him the freedom he has so long desired and for so long been rightfully denied, damning you to an eternity in his place. If, however, the man does decide you are worthy, he will call you by name. He will greet you as an old friend, perhaps calling you by a childhood nickname, and offering you a handshake. Do not shake his hand. Accepting his handshake will release him from his prison. And believe me when I say, he deserves neither freedom nor pity. Now that you've been noticed by the man, you have two options. If you have overestimated your intrepidity and feel as if you lack the nerve to continue, you should leave as it is your final chance to do so. Run from the bridge, from the city and into the desert beyond, praying if you wish and ignoring the screams that will seem to follow you as you flee. Or reject his handshake, you can say as follows: I have come to see that which God himself has hidden from his own creation, that which can drive an angel to cast himself from heaven, to learn of that forbidden knowledge that damned the Father of humanity and all his children. To this the man will reply with a simple nod and motion for you to follow him across the bridge. As you cross, you are to keep your eyes forward, staring at the man at all times and remaining silent. Now, I'm not entirely sure why this is, as I myself am not nearly brave enough to disregard these instructions. However, I heard that if you dare to look beyond the bridge, you will witness the unfathomable. Time will slowly unravel around you, folding into itself, and ultimately becoming completely irrelevant. You will see the genesis and eventual end of the universe, the quick blinking fires in a primordial sky as the war in heaven rages, and you will hear the earth-shattering sound of Satan's subsequent fall. You will witness the fall of Sodom and Gomorrah, the fire and brimstone raining upon their great monuments of sin, hellfire stripping flesh from the bone. You will see the great whore of Babylon, astride her seven-headed beast, drunk on the blood of saints and screaming blasphemies into the sky as she devours the sun, leaving behind nothing but void in her drunken rampage. You will see things that will burn themselves into your eyes, impossible things that would drive the ordinary man to madness. If you think you can handle that, then by all means look to your heart's content. However, under no circumstances whatsoever are you to stop or look behind you. There are things that even God will reject as his own, and surely at this point you've gained the attention of something undesirable, something that may be following in your shadow, waiting for you to turn and look. As you reach the end of the bridge, you'll find that the world around you has changed. The towering spires of Damascus, replaced by great marble pillars, mounted atop a checker-patterned floor, supporting a distant ceiling that will be decorated with the most gorgeous yet horrifying artwork you have ever seen, depicting demons dancing about great plumes of smoke in blasphemous union. The walls will be inscribed in Enochian, describing the history of the universe as witnessed through the eyes of God. You will see that your guide is no longer dressed in rags. Instead, his body will be adorned in beautiful robes of scarlet and lavender, an ivory crown upon his head. Before you will be a long passage, dimly lit by strange luminescence, that will seem to hang in the air like a veil and follow you as your guide takes you deeper into the corridor. Occasionally, you might see the flicker of a shadow, a movement out of the corner of your eye. Ignore this and don't bother with prayer at this point. God abandoned this place and its inhabitants long ago. Finally, you will reach a dead end, walled by a stone pedestal upon which you will find a small book. bound in the flesh of the lion and inked in the blood of the lamb. There is a reason the big man upstairs went to such great lengths to keep this book hidden, and the fact that he did so was reason enough for me to leave it alone and fall to my knees, begging my guide to get me the hell out of that God-forsaken place, to which he gladly complied. However, I've heard that the book contains some unfathomable secret, the likes of which could bring an empire to ruin. I've heard some say that inside is an in-depth description of the face of God, or that the book is a guide to find the Garden of Eden and its fabled fruit. Others have claimed that is something more, something incomprehensible to man, and learning what exactly it is would make you something else. If you think you're up to the task, maybe you could find out for yourself sometime. What think you, my darlings? Do you think you're brave enough to find the bridge and its damned inhabitant? Would you read a knowledge that would change your very existence into something no longer human? Let me know in the comments. And give me a like. And please visit CMFoxwell's page on Reddit. And I will see you next time, my darlings. So quoth this raven.